Yum. Sorry. Hi there. So, my stuff is a little scuffed at the moment because I had to restart my browser because Firefox was chewing on memory, a little too much memory. But yeah. Just give me 1 second here. It looks like that's working. Thank fuck. Window capture tool. Show me the properties, and I want. What do I want? I want. I'll go ahead and just do this. I think. Fuck it. Why not? And then go Twitter. Right. I'm gonna find this interesting little tidbit that I discovered about Android that someone just shared with me on my Twitter, and it's actually quite unsettling. But and I never believed this was possible, but apparently you can detect when someone is having sex on Android devices, and there's a library for that, apparently. So yeah, this is actually a thing, and I will prove it to you here in a few moments. But there's yeah. So let me just let's go look here. Let me go find. I'm gonna scrape my profile for a bit, and we'll just go to replies. And let's see here. Let's see, responsive design. Yeah. Ah, here it is. Oh my gosh. So yeah, trash dev, man, trash dev. All right, here we go. Okay. Hold on. Trash dev. This lovely developer over here. One of my favorite devs of all time. Give me a second here. Yeah, apparently, how often is the sexual activity record going off in your apps? This is a real thing. Yep. So yeah, this is the Android Studio developers for your Android phone. Let's just take a look for you. Sexual activity record, right? Public final class sexual activity record implements record. Captures an occurrence of sexual activity. Each record is a single occurrence. Protection used field is optional. Can you actually believe this? Yeah. So yeah. Protection used, protected. And these are like constants, I guess. Protection used unknown. Protection used unprotected. I guess that's a 2, and they just record it with like a little integer. Public method equals get metadata. Ooh, get protection used. See also. No joke. So let's just think. There's a very real possibility that the government does know that you masturbate at night. They know. It's true. And in fact, I didn't believe it at first. And I thought when someone showed me this video, it was false. But but it's true. Just give me a second. All right. Oh my gosh. Primogen. Even the Primogen replied to this. But yeah. A nice little song for you. Someone showed me this and I didn't believe them. Yep. The government knows when you masturbate. The government knows when you masturbate. The government knows when you feel alone and it's getting late and you're sitting at home, looking straight through your webcam, looking at you as Uncle Sam. Look him in the eyes with your balls in your hand and stick it to the fucking man. Stare at the screen when you unpack. The government is staring back. This is how they know you best, with a dick in your right and a mouse in your left. No more interest in the Middle East, so they look at you while you touch your meat. In the middle of a truce, yep. They put the equipment to the use. Why you think you pay the tax for drones and spies computer hacks? Tax has gone through the roof. At least it's put to good use. Government knows. The government knows. The government knows when you're acting in. The government knows when you feel alone and it's getting late and you're sitting at home. They fill the sky full of drones. Check on you and your bone. Size don't matter to the CIA. They can see your dick from outer space. Oh.
Yep.
The government knows when you masturbate. The government knows when you masturbate. The government knows when you feel alone and it's getting late and you're sitting at home looking straight through your webcam. Looking at you is Uncle Sam. Look him in the eyes with your balls in your hand and stick it to the man.
Yeah.
In the zone, weird look on your face. This is how you're stored in their database. They're all around. They're all no wait. The only dick they haven't seen is Edward Snowden's.
Government knows. Okay, that's enough. Okay. I think I made my point. Give me a second. Anyway, it's a great song. But yeah, it's true. It's true. They know. Okay. Back to Katawa Shoujo. But yeah, the government knows. So yeah, this actually got me thinking, you know, if this is possible, right? Let's just take a look here. Let's take a look here, right? See, if this is possible right here, right? It could be possible to make an app that can like track whenever you masturbate, right? And then what I could do is I could have it on like children's phones, and then I could have it call their parents or their first contact that says dad or mom, right? I could sell this to Mormons. It'd be brilliant. I'm sure a lot of people would love to have that. I'm sure a lot of parents would love to have that. And I'm sure they'd love to know every Jehovah's Witness and Mormon, totally. If they haven't, you know, bought cages for their children, like caged underpants for their children yet. I know that's a Mormon thing, but you know, sometimes. Mormons, come tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you wouldn't like to have this technology at your fingertips to know if your child is sinning or not. Right? Am I right? God, I love Trash Dev. He's cool. Trash Dev's cool. Alright. Enough about that. So yeah, we might do a dev stream where we implement this sexual activity record and see if we can test it on my phone and see how we can actually test this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay. Sure. It is Katawa Shoujo time. We are going to resume. Yes. So, another thing that happened here is, yeah, while I was gone, right, just dealing with my father, just waiting till he falls asleep so he doesn't have to hear me and whatnot. So he's like, you know. Just so it's a bit more, I don't know, quiet. Yeah. And so what was I gonna say? Yeah. So I had to eat something. I actually made a video of me eating it, and I'm gonna like edit it, and I'm gonna show you how a NEET cooks inside of his house. You know, so you NEETs don't have to starve or call for your mother to send you HelloFresh or some stupid shit like that. Because yeah, you need to learn how to cook for yourself. Yeah. Every autist needs to learn how to cook for themselves. So I kept my recipes stupid simple, right? They're like I don't know, like 5-ingredient recipes, and they taste better than they look. I promise. But that's how NEET food's supposed to look like. Better than it look. It tastes better than it looks. Yeah. Okay, cool. Wow, I do feel pretty good. It's really warm in my room now, but yeah. So. Where did I put it? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Here we go. Oh, shit. Where am I? What am I? What color am I? Chat, what color am I? I forget. I remember asking this to people in school, and they always felt really uncomfortable because I was brown. I always felt really uncomfortable whenever I asked that question, but it's normal. It's normal to make. It's funny. Okay. Let's see. I'm not getting any output from Katawa Shoujo, so let's go to playback. Governance. Let's cut this built-in MX stereo. Okay. Does that work? Oh, I guess it did work. Okay, cool. Fine. We'll just roll with it. We'll roll with it. Oh, Jesus. That curry was delicious. Oh my god. Alright. Walking inside, I see there's about as many students. Let's see. Okay. About as many students here as there were on Tuesday, all the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. As I drop the books I borrowed into the return slot in the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next door. Oh, sorry, Yuko, I didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine. Excuse me. It happens a lot. I'm used to it now. You don't sound used to it, but... can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wander down to the fiction section, towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been the last time I was there, not really expecting anything to come of it. Oh, hello, Hanako. Surprisingly, though, she's there, absorbed completely in a fairly thick book. I decide against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. After an indiscernible amount of time spent pursuing the aisles, I finally decide on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With the minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and then plop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. I guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live off cafeteria food and feeding out my entire stay here. As I leave for the gate, I make a few loud stretches to try and stave off the tiredness that's accumulated over the week. After passing through and rounding the corner, though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards the small town below. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. Yup, there's Lily. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. I think she's taller than us. She reminds me of this person I know. Rachel. I'm not gonna say it. Fuck that. No. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Isao? Yep, that's me. She seems to have good memory for voices. The fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again, I reply in kind before realizing that I needn't do so. Just going into town, you? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, eh? Oh, I love this is basically college. Yeah. It's great. Go into town, remember we oh my gosh. Oh, this reminds me of ooh, do I want to tell the story of Pumpkin Spice Girl? Yes. And going back, I actually told this story before in a previous episode while doing this, right? So I was in college, right? And then there's this big girl, really big girl. She didn't look as good as this girl in front of us, obviously, but she was in anime club, right? And we were all watching. What we did in anime club is we would go get snacks. Literally, we would go to the store and get snacks before anime club, and we would just all kind of pool our money together and just kind of have parties. And it was Halloween that day, right? So we were kind of doing that after anime. And then she wanted they were planning some hide and seek in Walmart or something like that. And then I was getting forewarned by someone in the group is yo, she's gonna try and suck your dick, bro. I'm like, nah, she ain't gonna do that. Nah. This big girl that obviously likes me is trying to talk to me, and she's and they're all telling me, nah, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna no. So anyway, suspiciously we split up into groups, right? It's very suspicious, you know. I'm still kind of denying it in my head, right? But yeah, I end up getting paired with her, and we go hide in the place where we thought we were safest, which was the the Christmas tree department because, you know, they sell Christmas trees during Halloween, obviously. So, yeah, we do that, right? So, and she starts kissing me and whatnot, and I just kind of like, well, you know what? I'm gonna oblige. And it wasn't bad, honestly, but, yeah, and then, yeah, she told me to, like, you know, yeah, she basically, yeah, it happened. It happened. Just like they said it would. I'm not gonna go into gory details, but, you know, it fucking happened. But yeah, and after that was like, yeah, I don't want to keep doing this. I have a long distance girlfriend that I'm trying to save myself for, and then she got all disappointed, and everyone just kind of, you know, yeah. I mean, it was fun, but, you know, in retrospect, I wish I did, but also it wouldn't have mattered either. It wouldn't have mattered what I picked in retrospect, because she was like cheating on her boyfriend, and then I was also being cheated on, unbeknownst to me. So. But yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go. I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me. Not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. Oh yeah. Why did I say she was Pumpkin Spice Girl? That's right. Oh yeah, because when she took her pants down and had a taste, tasted like pumpkin spice. Wow, that story was fucking ruined. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh well, another time perhaps. I noticed her reaching in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people. Oh yeah, we're talking about Hanako. So reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. But hardly wanting to bring it up, I remain silent as we can quietly continue to walk down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. With the road bereft of cars and students of Yamako increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I knew it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement, to be sure. Transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've plopped right in the middle of things. For a moment I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess. Yamako's kind of different, though. I mean, the formalities surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it, though, in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with Class 3-2 and Hanako. Oh my gosh, just that natural leader skills. Interesting. Well, not that I mind. It's nice to get my thoughts off my chest, in any case. Looking on the bright side, I could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You could cherish the ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's still good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. I guess that's a good take on it. Walking down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. So, where in town were you going? It's actually a pretty good question. I come in to buy food, but the layout of the place is still totally foreign to me. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find, but with the sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem to be very wise. I'm going to have to ask her for directions. Again. Yeah, ask the blind girl for directions. The irony. I was just going to get some food, but now you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well now, this is quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. Looks like I'll be in your care again then. Thanks. Wow. Together, we walk to the store. My pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a bit slower. Not that it's without reason. After what we couldn't be for more than several minutes, I catch sight of our objective. This town is pretty small. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she'd had this idea since I was coming here. Very sus. Yeah, sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grab 2 well-used baskets from the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it back up with her right hand. Wait, she doesn't use her cane. Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform with her slender fingers. Ooh, okay. Is this alright? Sure. Oof. Yeah, okay. I have no reason to not accept. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it is out of necessity. Yeah, exactly like this one time. This one time when I went to a haunted house by myself, got dropped in with a random-ass group, and then, these girls behind me were really scared, and they literally did that shit. They're like, I'm sorry, it's okay. But, you know, you probably were okay. I was okay with it, but, you know, in retrospect, it was probably not a good thing to do. But, you know, whatever. I was kind of like, I felt needed, felt nice, you know, and they weren't uggo, and, you know, it was like, you know, it sounds so terrible coming out of my mouth like that, but it's kind of true. It's kind of true. But and I never really talked to them after that, unfortunately. We navigate our way through the store, not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. As we reach the aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items in their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Right, all that's left is the bread, and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. The quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before we've both paid for our food and are out the door. Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length. I waste a minute looking upwards at the night sky while holding both our bags. Wow. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my 2. You tired as well? Festival preparations have been complete chaos. Season breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy a relaxing evening in town. I'm going to enjoy a relaxing in town tomorrow. Ugh, that's for certain. Relaxing in town for tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? I notice a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Rin? What are you doing out here so late? Rin? Hey, it's Rin. Rin. Alright. Lily perks her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin Tezuka. I think it was her last name from our school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated looking expression, something like a forced fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. Hide the pain, Harold. Got it. I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin, too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. She looks like a zombie, or a statue of a zombie. But slowly, some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. What the fuck, man? This is something she must react to. Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. There's an awkward pause, everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too, just now. Some people asked that just before. I assumed they were wondering the same. I don't know. I don't know either. I asked, that's why I'm wondering. What? So that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder. They were going that way. She turns, facing her right, in order to demonstrate the direction the other people went, as if that was important, then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives the impression of being the quiet type, Rin really does use a lot of words to say things that don't need a lot to be said. Unsure if she's finished, I say nothing. Neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. The both of us are, in fact, just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. What? No. Our stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly. Calm hint of expression on her blank face. God, Rin's so basic. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if a bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. Wow. I wish that was me. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. No, I don't think it's that. The other passerbys were probably just worried, though. You do look really lost, the way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. I wondered for a while whether I should chase this angle further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. Bruh, you just don't follow her enough. Oh, come on. I decide on the latter. It seems that most of the time it's better not to read too deeply into what Rin is babbling about. That's the fun part. Oh, you suck, dude. Oh, okay, fine. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that, except with human interaction. This is why I love Rin. And even if I win, it feels like I'm losing. Yeah, it's just like Kenji said, even if I win, I lose. Is this the power of girls of Yamaku? Maybe? Yes, probably. Push the thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of idea. Interesting. That sounds like progress, at least. Lily sounds as if she spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. I don't desire a normal conversation. Yes, there is some, definitely. The rest will come later. Rin, I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin, as far as I can tell, unbased assurances aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are, but it's late, and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin is found standing there in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. Ironically, I do go to places and wonder where the fuck I was going. I do the same shit. As for me trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, the chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Oh, come on, it's not that hard. Several times in a row. Lily's oddly quiet, too. I appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. Shogunai, eh? But it can't be helped. I had to... just... can't be helped. Shogunai, eh? It seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly why she's staying subdued. So, I assume you were going somewhere, not coming back to the school. Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock as she jolts back in a somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like this. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique! Lol, what the fuck? No, what? Why would you think that? You knew what I was doing. It was just making an educated guess. We walked down the same street in the other direction just before, just to get to the store. She pretends to be dumb. She pretends to be dumb. If you were going to school, we would have met you on the way. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Ren appears to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. Of course you do. You know, that is the second time this week that someone asked if I was a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? Rin shrugs her shoulders, which is all the answer I get. You know, maybe you should come back with us to school. Lily interjects just as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face badly disguising that fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, I decide to let the mind-reading topic drop, as it's entirely inane anyway. Inane, or is it insane? Inane or insane? Could mean two different things. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point in staying here. Rin considers the rather simple deduction for a moment, and then nods. Okay. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary in this episode. Wow, I did a fourth wall break on accident. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her rhythmic way, looking like a mix of a sleepwalker and a rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, step, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. Apart from that and a few fragmented beginnings of the conversation, it's quiet. And quiet apart from relaxing one into town. At that. Quiet apart from the relaxing one into town at that. That doesn't make any sense. So how's the mural going? Like, Hisao doesn't make any sense, but Rin makes perfect sense. What the fuck? I don't understand. This game is like... We're going to get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress. I ironically agree with her. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Tap, step, tap, step. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamaku rests on top is surprisingly steep, going uphill. We saw the place, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. Almost there. I can see the gates already. More than that, though, I notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder. Interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something, I speak up. Something wrong, Lily? I resist this urge to say, aside from our traveling companion, but only just... Our main character really likes Lily at the moment. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright? How do you mean? The fact that I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Lily noticed it all too quickly. Ooh. Yeah. We don't want to die. Let's not die. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here, I mean? She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp, though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought... Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her own comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty... I guess the best way to put it would be a messed up heart arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago, and because of it, I spent most of the spring in the hospital. Ended up in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. Maybe I dropped that bomb a little too soon. Interesting. I can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. My surprise, in a moment's time, her face shows that she's come to a sort of realization. Wait, so the time when Emi and you collide in the hallway... Oh no, she knows. I grimace slightly. Her ability to connect the dots quite so fast is... You speak weird, dude. Is unexpected. Yeah, I guess I'm a textbook example of why those rules about running in the corridors exist. That was a lot more dry than I intended. Lily visibly shies away from continuing the topic. While I do want to assuage her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I try to offer her a reassuring smile, but then I realize the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. What is she supposed to say to that? What is she supposed to say to that? Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She had been so quiet for almost all the walk back that I had all but forgotten she was there. Here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I'm going to go into fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. What? Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. This mural is going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs or a time machine? This is not good. Not good. She's behind her schedule. Rin is... Wow, she might actually be crazy. Recalling she's in his exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She's left herself open for a told you so, unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to need to work for a while. I glance at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realize she's not one to do that sort of thing. Leave me. Okay. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack for making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Interesting. That is interesting. Maybe we should call someone? She sounded like she was going to shock or something. I'm sure she will be just fine. She's just, how to say, histrionic maybe? Lily cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight apologetic smile, as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from coming closer to Rin. Interesting. I'm not one to blame her at all. I don't know. I can fix her. I can fix her. I can fix Rin. I'm gonna fix Rin. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Lily let slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's as exhausted by all this as I am. I better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for being company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. Yeah. I can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Yeah. I think she kinda likes you, bro. I think she kinda likes you, bro. But maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Play your cards right. Right? Yeah. Relaxed, I'd say, but probably just relief over getting rid of Rin. Maybe. Yeah. Good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. I will. Good night. Is that... I don't know if that's feminine enough. Pretty bad at these feminine voices. I will. Good night. But I feel like if I do it in a higher pitched voice, it's kind of like, I don't know, like trying too hard, you know? The students roll into class for Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who've worked through the night. Oh yes, the teachers enjoy. They love your pain. They feed off of it. I swear to God, they feed off of it. With only one day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until after the lunch break, and then our time is our own. Muto lurches into class with a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls a page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in the class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can partly be attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present, probably doing council work for the festival. It's very quiet without Misha present. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she is making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even notice Muto approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. So, tell me, how are things? Things? I expected Muto to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits. You know, things. Had a week to settle in now. How are things? Fine, I guess. I see. And how is your condition? The pause before condition seemed a little unnecessary. Oh, Martinez Ficus. How you doing, bro? How you doing? Good to see you. We're playing Katawa Shoujo. You know? It's a game. It's a game. Welcome. So glad to see you. Just back from uni. Ironically, this game takes place at a uni. We actually just got back from the store with Lily, right? This lovely blind girl, right? Now we're getting questioned by our teacher, asking us, "Hey, you good? You good, bro? Right? You know." I haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes over Muto's face. Good, that's good. The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. Fuck, what? This motherfucker, right? This motherfucker was the one saying, you need to get exercise, blah, 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 you know? And then, yeah, this motherfucker. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. I'd ask that you don't blow us off so freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you usually get at a normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know where those limits are, and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? I guess. I mean, I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Does anyone plan on doing anything stupid? Hey, Martinez, do you plan on doing anything stupid? Well, that's a start, yes. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Mutao taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? Well, I suppose there's still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far, but I was just trying to keep myself occupied with the little life support prison. Little life support prison? Oh yeah. You have a heart condition. The main character has a heart condition, arrhythmia. He literally almost died from it. The girl he liked literally gave him a heart attack, and he almost died right there. Well, yeah, you gotta keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. When we're moving this world and you're left behind, right? Left behind, schmeft behind. I don't give a flying fuck. Progress in this world isn't always progress, you know? Right. I wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week here there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. Oh yeah, like LK99. That was pretty groundbreaking. Yeah. It's not like they swept that under the rug within a week. Keep that in mind. It's obvious that Mutao's serious talk is over, but he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. Oh yeah, Martinez Vegas. Did you ever see the what was it called? Oh yeah. Android development. They have this special API that can tell whether you've had sex or not. Would you believe me if I told you that's actually a real thing? Anyway, if you're still here, no? Oh, you don't believe me? Oh, you don't believe me? Well. Hold on a second. Oh boy, here we fucking go. I'm gonna mute this for a second. And let's go to Windows. Wait, the fuck? Which one is it? Is this one? There it is. Here it is. Here you go. Here we go. Okay. All right, let's take a look. So, let's just go ahead and just click this. So here we go. This is the Android developers. This is for Android development. This is the API reference. Why the fuck? And here you go. Sexual activity record. Captures an occurrence of sexual activity. Each record is a single occurrence. Protection used field is optional. Static final end. Yep. Check it. This is real. So like, you know, it got me thinking, right? We should make an app to like where it detects you fapping, right? Make an app that detects masturbation, and then after that, after it detects you masturbating, it calls your parents. And we can sell this to like Mormons. We could sell it to Mormons. It'd be brilliant. But yeah, I'm really curious about this. I really want to see if I can get this to work. See, not only do we have sexual activity, we have ovulation test record. Yeah, we have ovulation test. We have nutrition. We have menstruation. So now we can predict if you have a girlfriend, let's say you have a girlfriend, but you know, you'll probably never have one of those in your lifetime. But let's just say you do. Now you know when to avoid her. So, yeah. Just something interesting that Trash Dev showed me. This lovely fellow right here, a Netflix engineer, much like this fellow right here, the Primogen. But yeah. I do like Primogen a lot. But yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going though. That was just a little interesting little side note. Wait, where's my model? Did I disappear? I disappeared, didn't I? I disappeared. Where am I? Hold on. Oh. Wow. Jesus. Here I am. I didn't die. Okay, Codeditor. Was it this one? I think it was this one. Come on. Ah, here we go. Ah, yes. So it's obvious that Muto's serious talk is over. And he's gone back to the standard. I've actually covered this in the beginning, unfortunately, but you know. Slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think in hindsight, I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. I'm ESL, by the way. I also have dyslexia. So, forgive me if I'm terrible at reading this. Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's go back inside, shall we? Our relief at this suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Boss. Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. Wow. You must not get a lot of respect around here. For an instant, I considered replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back in the classroom. Skip this dude, he's boring as fuck. I agree. Here the students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the question on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped to the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Muto doesn't even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves the scientific journal from one of his drawers. I guess I got him there. The class returns to near silence that Muto and I had left before our chat. A mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. Clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away, until the bells finally cry out, ending the torment. There we go, we ended the torment. Congratulations. Fuck, man, stop talking. Before you all leave, expect the answers on these problems by Monday. Fine. The class sighs as one, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes to their last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it for the rest of this weekend, with the festival and all of tomorrow. Hey, there's this girl, Hanako. She got a burned face. Apart from me, Hanako's the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. It's weird that Lily comes all this way to her classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is the least nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it's none of my business. I naturally don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite her relative proximity to our seats, neither of us tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else for that either, so an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn the pages of my notebook. Hanako turns the pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper just when I'm about to finish the paragraph. The sounds of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for the sharpener feel like they are breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. There she is. Hey, Lily. Hi. Hanako? Wow, that was fast. Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump up from her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye, out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at the desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her, though, her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, That isn't the only thing I saw her reading at the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through them at this rate. But why would Lily leave her to her own devices? It seems like to be quite out of the ordinary, going by Haneko's reaction. Ah, that's right. I think Lily mentioned something about going to town today before Rin bumped into us. Oh yeah, Rin. No arms Rin. Gotta love that girl. She has the most offhanded things ever. She's funny as fuck. The thought of that walk makes me look outside. The bright sun and the occasional people wandering around, enjoying the afternoon, make me yearn to get out of school, or at least to do something other than sit there. Giving in to my worst vices, procrastination, I decide that history is a subject best studied on a Sunday, or a Monday, or any other day other than this one. I give a grunt as I lever myself out of my seat, briefly debating with myself whether or not to hang out with Kenji. Do not hang out with Kenji, he's annoying as fuck. He's kind of a funny dude though. He doesn't strike me as the enjoying the nice weather outside with others kind of person, really. I guess I'll catch up with him later. Changing tracks, I briefly entertain the idea of talking with Hanako, but by that time I look at her seat, it's vacant. She must have left for the library. It's gotta be something to do with that. I can kill time. Yo, what should I do? What should I do? Should I go for a walk into town or should I go to the library? Town, library. Oh. What do you think? What do you think, Martinez Ficus? Town. Honestly, yeah, I would go to the town too. I usually go meet girls and stuff. I think we've met most of them, but yeah. I have the feeling the town's gonna be better too. I mean, I do like Lily, but like, I like Rin more. Maybe we'll run into Rin or something. Following Hanako in the library seems a bit intrusive. There was a reason she left the classroom after all, I guess. And that aside, I do want to catch up with Lily. At the very least, I'd like to thank her for looking out for me despite the other obviously taxing duties. No! I wanted to talk to Rin, god damn it. I guess I'll walk around this town. With any luck, I should be able to find Lily. The exercise will do me good as well. Okay, dude. But yeah, this definitely looks like a university. Almost like a university I went to, in fact. Walking through the school courtyard to the gate, I give a small nod to a couple of passing classmates, the gesture being returned in kind. Even from here, the shouts of the sports club's member can be heard, from the sheer volume of the din. What the fuck does din mean? The track must be packed right now. I remember what Lily said yesterday about being dropped in the middle of a busy time for the school. While I'm trying to get my bearings and catch up on the study I've missed, everyone else is doing normal school activities. The feeling of being a foreigner still hasn't dissipated, at least not yet. Well, I guess not everything's bad. This is a private school. And that much is easily noticed when walking around outside. Not only are the school grounds huge, but the buildings themselves are immaculate, and quite divorced from a dime a dozen concrete blocks of public schools. There's also the fact that there's a much stronger feeling of community here, or at least a friendlier atmosphere. At my old school, it was generally accepted that people would keep their little clique or be done with it. Eventually I reach the gate and begin to walk down the road and into town. Let's go. There's town. Well, that was fairly productive. Having seen a fair portion of the town, including the houses perched on the hills and around the outskirts, I decided to take a walk around the park before heading back. Yeah, honestly, this town... I mean, this is obviously a Japanese town, but like, in college, I would like always go to the town too. Like, sometimes I would like literally like study inside the laundromat because it was quiet and there was white noise, right? You ever go to a laundromat and just kind of like do your homework there, you know? It's like, it's fucking nice, you know? People don't bother you, you know? Everyone's just doing laundry and there's just that... You know? And they have internet there, too, on top of that. So, like, I could write, like, a paper while I'm doing laundry or something, or I could just go there, you know? But yeah. I wish some other people had the same ideas, but I guess I was the only one with that idea, so... I decided to take a walk around the park before heading back. Living in the city all my life, the total lack of smartly dressed businessmen and fashionably dressed girls strikes me as incredibly unusual. All that's to be seen are the odd elderly person shuffling along the sidewalk in assorted, busily chatting pairs of middle-aged women outside the small storefronts. Walking along the road to the park quickly distracts me from them, though, making me realize that Perhaps I should have pushed myself further than I should have done to see as much as I could. My breath begins to wheeze, and my chest tightens more and more, and I give up on the prospect of soldiering on. Yeah, I don't like that. I've had that happen to me too. Sure. I don't. My condition probably isn't as bad as his though. After a quick glance around the park as I enter, I take a seat on the wobbly old bench, and I notice near a couple of vending machines. Okay. For minutes on, I sit with my head bent over, forcing myself to take deep breaths. Feeling more like an old man than a teenager who should be in the prime of his life. Yeah, you've survived a heart attack, dude. Of course you're going to feel like that. Stay in the hospital, the surgery and the medications must be taking their toll on me. Damn it. Eventually, my breathing returns to normal, and the muscles in my chest loosen, not without a fair measure of relief. I guess this means the end of my little sojourn, though, in any case. Oh, that's kind of cool. I haven't been here yet. There's a cafe on the far corner, so I'll stop to quench my thirst before heading back. A little bell above the door signals my arrival to an empty counter. A few moments, I stand there waiting, with my eyes every now and then drifting from one end of the counter to the other, searching for a service bell. What? Is that the librarian? Eventually the door some ways behind the counter opens, and the person emerging from it, taking me by complete surprise. Hisao. Yuko? Hi, I had no idea you worked here. I really have no idea how to address her either, given she is technically the school staff, as well apparently a waitress. What? Yes, She quickly paces up to the counter before flinging her upper half downwards in an overacted bow. Welcome to Shanghai. May I take your order? Straight down to business, I say. I don't know. Well, some coffee, please? Coffee when you have a heart condition, arrhythmia. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Yes, certainly. I'll make it right away and bring it to you when it's done. Thanks. Yuka's formality takes me back. She seems to take her job very seriously. That's good, I guess. Obeying her instructions, I turn around and quickly glance around for a free table. Considering that the cafe seems to be empty, this is a simple task to accomplish. As I walk towards the table adjacent to the window, I notice a flash of yellow around one of the table dividers. Hey, is that Lily? It's Lily. Sure enough, no more than a glance is needed to ascertain that it's certain Satao is at the table. Excuse me. That being said, I don't recognize the suited figure from across the table from her. Is that her brother? It almost looks like her bro. A blonde, fair-skinned, and only a little shorter. She? I think she must be a relative. Since the two are all but silent, as the suited figure takes a swig from a cup of coffee, I decide to greet Lily. Some part of my coming here was in order to meet her, after all. Ha! That. Hi, Lily. Isao? Yeah, nice to see you again. The suited girl looks up, noting my uniform with a relaxed smile. You know each other? I guess. It's as good as an approximation of our relationship as I can think of. I would have said, yeah, no, she's my girlfriend. Totally. I would just claim her. Care to take a seat? No, I wouldn't say that. Probably similar to what he said. She says this in the air, beside me, but the message is clear enough, and I take a seat beside her. I suppose some introductions might be in order. Hisao, this is Akira Sato, my older sister Akira. This is Hisao Nakai, another Yamaku student. Looks like my guess was correct. The newly introduced Akira gives a nod, which I soon return. What I don't return, however, is the almost analytical gaze with which she looks at me over. Of course she does. As she does so, Yuka walks up to the table and carefully places the coffee on the table before bowing and taking her leave. Gently bringing my hand to the side of the cup, I realize it's already just the right temperature to drink. After taking a sip, the flavor turns out to be just as good as the temperature. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Yuko seems to be a lot better at this than being a librarian, I guess. I take a good, long drink before relaxing into the seat. Yuko's a strange character, honestly. It takes mere seconds for Akira's examination to come to an end. Apparently becoming quickly bored with the activity, she turns to her sister. So, how's school recently? It seems Akira is entirely unconcerned with someone she doesn't know at all, listening to everything they say. Not that I mind. Leaving them to their chatting, I sit back and continue drinking the pleasantly aromatic coffee. Speaking of which, I am thirsty as fuck. Ah, Jesus. Sounds like it's pretty busy for you then. At least I'm not cooking your meals after school anymore. As they talk, I slowly realize that I am entirely unable to gauge Lily's emotions through her eyes, as I would for any other person. It becomes slightly unsettling. The fact that he notices this now is amazing. You're talking to a blind girl. She's not going to look at you when she's talking to you. You know, she'll face your general directly. Fucking hell. As I subconsciously focus on that fact. Whoa, so cold. Weren't you just cooking for yourself anyway? I only ever got leftovers, says Akira. That's not the point. Are you managing to feed yourself at least? I can cook without blowing myself up, you know. Yeah, me too. I swear. I'm good at cooking. I'm gonna post stuff that I cook later, tonight, maybe. Mostly. That's... Hahaha, that's fine, it's fine. I need to learn sometime anyway. Ah, Lily? Everyone is present is momentarily distracted by Yuko, who places a cup of tea on the table for Lily. Taking a moment to glance over the watch, Akira levers herself off her seat and gives me a quick nod. Okay. Well, I better be off. It was nice talking to you, Lily. Akira, do you have to... Lily looks genuinely mournful at her sister when suddenly leaving. It does seem like she might have the wrong idea. Sorry, I need to get back to work. They'll be on my neck again if I don't make it back quickly. So informal. Akira's trim and tidy appearance would give anyone the wrong impression of her. Bye, Akira. It's Akira. I'll just say Akira. Come on, don't look so down. I'll be around again soon. See yes. And with that, she waltzes out of Shanghai, with her hand held high. Lily looks pretty depressed, so I try to make some small talk in an effort to take her mind off of it. Huh? She seems nice. We used to live together, but now that I live at school, we hardly see each other. Despite Lily having been quite affable, I still don't really know much about her. In hindsight, it's surprising just how much she's extracted from me, actually. Oh yeah, we told her about her heart condition, so that was interesting. You used to live together? Was it somewhere around here? I kind of regret it, but, you know, Lily's not bad. It was pretty far south, so the trip into Yamako was fairly long. With her working hours getting longer and Yamako being so far away, there was little choice in the end but to move into the dormitories. Well, that explains the chatter about cooking. Evidently regaining her composure, she livens back up, at least in part. I take it you're better rested now? Sorry? You sound less exhausted than you did when you first came in. To be able to pick out my breathing like that, she must have really good ears. Yeah, I ended up walking all over town despite only planning to take a short walk down here. Reminded me of my thirst from the walk, and I leaned forward to take a sip. Without further ado, Lily starts on her cup with strong smelling tea. I guess I better get back to Yamaku. There's only so long I can stall before studying for, and I want to get a good night's sleep before the festival. Standing from my seat, I take a coffee-stained cup from the table. You're leaving? Yeah, you heading back as well? It's getting kinda late. For a moment, she pauses, before lifting her face over her teacup as if she was looking at me. Aw. Yuko, could we have one more coffee, please? Okay, I'll bring it right away. That's not subtle. She gives a short giggle at my frank assessment of her maneuver. It's surprisingly childish and carefree, given her otherwise collected appearance. Aw. In the end, though, I have little reason to refuse. To be honest, I can hardly say no after all things. Dude, his heart's gonna fucking explode, oh my god. Giving a manufactured sigh, I take the seat opposite of her. Wanting company, then? I'd say that it's more that I was wondering. Ooh, what? Ooh, what's she gonna say? What's she gonna say? She does seem to be unusually interested in me, or at least curious. Oh boy, oh boy. What the fuck? Do you have any siblings? It's over, bros. It's over, bros. It's over. She wants to know. It's over. It's over, bros. I'm sorry. She doesn't like us. She doesn't like us. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out. Yeah. Not exactly an unexpected tangent. No, only child. To be honest, the idea of having someone that close to me makes a bit envious. Interesting. I raise an eyebrow, which of course goes unseen. The short silence communicates the question well enough. It's just that others have said the same thing before. It's a difficult subject to try and think about objectively, given that I've always had someone like that. Aw. And I can mostly understand what Lily means, given that it would be hard to place oneself outside of a situation they've been in all their life. She and her sister must have been a pretty close relationship. Taking pains to interrupt us as little as possible, Yuko dutifully comes over and places a cup on the table. Lily thanks her as I sit back, taking in this vexing girl in front of me. Despite seeming to be on her guard and in control of herself when talking to others, she has almost childlike curiosity about other people. That said, those rare moments she seems to slightly lower her guard are almost insightful into how she thinks. Reaching forward for my drink, I realized something I probably should have noticed earlier. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I think I'm starting to become kind of curious about her. No! Okay, she is kind of hot. To be fair, she is kind of hot. Despite making a good pace, it was already nightfall by the time I reached the large iron gates in front of the school. While it's nice to have plenty of time to wander around by virtue of living right next to the school, I can't help but get the feeling that very few students actually take the opportunity. Compared to the number of students I see milling around on campus during free time, it's startlingly rare to see anyone around town. Given the large number of accommodations and facilities that the school offers, as many of them might simply not see the point in venturing outside, let alone people such as Hanako and Kenji. It makes me wonder if students like Shizune, Misha, and Lily are the exception for this school rather than the norm. As I wander back into my dorm room, I continue to compare my old school with Yamaku. As I do so, I begin to be surprised that I managed to get even this used to everything that's happened to me. It's life, bro. It's your new normal. Oh, your new normal. The next day I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine, but since it's Sunday and there are no classes... Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window I can already see some people in the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people and with a craving for low-quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as the others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. With no urgent obligations regarding the education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone is doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room. Possibly a fort, complete with a "No Girls Allowed" sign. No girls allowed! And with the girls crossed out and the body crudely scrawled underneath it. What? Okay. Knocking on his door was luckily devoid of any sign, but I hear again the unsettling clicking of at least 10 blocks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you! Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. I was just gonna ask you what we were gonna do today. What you're gonna do today. Half the school's out there already. Out where? Why? What? What? Today's special? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and the people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to thwart the snipers. It's a festival. You know that, right? Oh shit, that's today? Damn it! I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. It's anti-girl fort. This is going to be a very bad day. It's so good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window socializing. Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's going to be loud as hell. Damn, and I knew I was going to go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn, and I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here. I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier, but imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather isn't even good. Yesterday was really windy, and I thought today would be cold. It's not, though. There's no reason to stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands. No, I can't do it. They'll leave me alive out there, I know it. That has to be a joke, but the way you said it was such a straight face, relatively straight. What are you going to do? You should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work it together. I don't know. I'm pretty hungry, and I thought I'd get some food first, and then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool, and I gave it a hand with it, so I thought I want to see at least that one and chat with Lily, I guess. Ooh, he likes Lily. He likes Lily. He likes Lily. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project? Are you out of your mind? That blind broad is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision. As expected of blind people. What? Besides, I thought you were also... He holds up his hand to interrupt me. Only legally. Metaphorically, I can see further than any man before me has seen. Kenji looks stoically in the metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I can see the future of mankind. It's a dark one unless the threat of women is stifled. They are everywhere. His fingers touch his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire, and then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. After buying a plastic plate of takoyaki from the stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat in the school gardens and watch people pass as I tentatively nibble away at the rather bland-tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing, and it didn't cost much. As I look towards the school, watching people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing the time as I eat. Little children, accompanied by parents or grandparents, scamper about in the din from event to event, one hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized, colorful snack. I can't help but notice the age range among the people there skewed towards the elderly, something I'd also noticed when walking around the town. This must be one of those towns where the only people left are those that lived here their whole lives and ardently refuse to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of increasingly few tranquil places. I guess that also goes a way to explain how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit. I kind of like how calm Yamaku and its surroundings are. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting, now that it's the hottest part of the day. I better get moving if I... Ka! The sound of the caravan bells takes me completely by surprise as I stand up, an reaction shared by a few people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life after the tolling bells end. Its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it, officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternatively pained and bored grimaces of the younger charges. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay little heed. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, all are united in a polite, if not overly enthusiastic, applause, and then get back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decide to fall back on a tried and trusted rule. Go where everyone else seems to be gathering. Okay, follow the leader, gotcha. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Throwing the use plate in the trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch the sight of a familiar banner with blue patterned border and red text. Lily's stall is as good a place to start as any. I'm curious to see how it was going. After all the work she and her class must have been doing for it. Oh my god. Stepping up to it, I begin to see why the class took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as many of the other stalls with equipment for cooking strewn everywhere, and closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival or event. As a student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. A girl behind it seems quite exasperated, and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere, as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably a teacher of 3-2. It doesn't take long to notice Lily amongst them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts out the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression, the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears there's been some problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Wow, sponge box, okay. Lily pauses for a moment, before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere. Sorry about that, we're having a few problems. What would you like? It takes me a second to remember what I come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side and read the menu sitting at the counter. I guess some miso soup? Ah, is that Hisao? Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms it as she drops her waitress facade. Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only have half of what we needed. Wouldn't be serving smaller portions, so cover over the problem? It seems like that's what we'll have to do, though I wish we didn't. The fact that we had a good half of our classes gone doesn't help either. She's trying to recruit me to work, huh? I glanced behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be over about 8. I take it that's why your teacher left? That's right, she's going to try and round up a few more of our classmates to help. Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glanced backwards to see an elderly couple taking their place in line. I guess I better stop loitering around and chatting. Here's the money for the soup. Soup? Oh, right, coming right up. Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand the money over for it. Taking her coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them with her long, pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I've handed over the correct change, she puts it into a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently hands it to me. Thanks. I'll come back and drop off the bowl. Thank you, Hisao. Oh, there's one other thing. Have you seen Hanako? Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives a small sigh of abject disappointment. It's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done, then. Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako, too. Thank you, Hisao. I walk up from the stall and find a seat, carefully cradling the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it should be, but perhaps the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as the others. It can't really be helped, considering I was dropped into school only a week ago, but it still weighs heavily on my mind. That, and the fact that a few students don't really seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Eventually, I finish my bowl and leave for the stall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems to be the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and as much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they work, Lily still appears to be somewhat stressed. Right, I know what I'll do. Even if it's just one person, I'll make the festival more enjoyable for her. Aw. As I place the bowl on the counter, I call out to Lily. Ah, Hisao, you brought it back? Yeah, here. I slide it into her hands as she takes over to someone who is apparently on cleaning duty. Considering that I didn't see them here before, it's probably a penalty for their tardiness. Hey, Lily? She perks up and turns over the counter as she hears my voice again, realizing I'm still here. Aw. Want to go see some more of the festival? Oh boy. She puffs her cheeks disapprovingly. She looks kind of cute, and in complete contradiction to her usually reserved nature. Ooh. It takes a few seconds for me to get what she's taking issue with. Whoops. I didn't mean to. Lily giggles at me, exposing her teasing for what it is. Aw. You're still not used to the school, are you? She got me. Still, I kinda need to stay with our stall. It's taken until just now to even get everything unpacked. I guess her reluctance shouldn't overly surprise me, considering how much work she's put into this. Everything seems to be running fine now, though. Besides, you've got extra help on hand anyway. A boy in the middle of cooking some soba noodles turns towards us, grinning. Go on, Lils, you've earned yourself a break. We can hold down the fort for now. Lils. If you say it's okay, then I suppose so. But if you need any help, then we'll call you. Go on, we'll be fine. Lily finally gives up her resistance and waves a spatula at her. She feels her way around the back of the stall and picks up her cane along the way. Oh boy, here we go. I guess the first thing we should do is look for Hanako. Lily seems kind of worried about her. I doubt she'd be the kind of person to enjoy milling about in crowds like this all alone. So I guess we should search for Hanako. Where to first? The both of us go quiet for a moment to think. Maybe she's in her dorm room? I doubt it. She doesn't keep too many things in there, so she'd have nothing to do. Ah, the library. That's a good place to search for an avid reader, I suppose. Library it is. I'll check there first, then. Aside from the muffled sounds of the crowd seeping in from the outside, the inside of the school seems almost deserted. In order to make sure everyone had enough room, I guess all the events were organized to be held outside, on school grounds. They're definitely quite large by any other school standards. It's nice and quiet in here, isn't it? Yeah, much nicer than the hustle and bustle outside. We take our time and slowly walk through the first floor of the school, eventually reaching the stairs to the second floor. I can't help but notice how Lily anticipates every door and obstacle, her cane remaining still, and her hands skating along hallway railings. You really know the school well, don't you? She smiles and nods straight ahead. I've been here for a few years now, so I know where everything is. The dorms still trip me up, though, sometimes. I haven't been there as long, and they're not as well laid out as the main building. If I'm remembering this right, they used to be unused buildings before they being renovated and used as dormitories. They were unused buildings. Oh, okay. Which explains why the male and female dorms look different from the outside, and why the rooms seem kind of unusual for sleeping quarters. I'd assumed she'd be living in the dormitories since she began attending the school, but now I'm reminded of what she said yesterday. That's right, you mentioned that before. I assume that most of the students here lived in the dormitories once they enrolled. A lot of them seem to, in any case. Lily's expression become somewhat harder to read, my questioning evidently touching on a delicate point. Well, how should I say? Everyone has their reasons. Something tells me that one of those reasons is Hanako, hence her tiptoeing around the answer. My own predicament is yet such another case. I guess it's a choice everyone here has to make for themselves, or in my instance, have made for them. It can't be helped, Shogunai. I can't help to say that. I suppose. At least Yamako itself seems like a nice place. Lots of platitudes. I'm glad. It's good to hear you say that. I thought you were going to come to dislike it. About you, though? The reversal of Lily's statement takes her by surprise. I've been here for a while, so it's not that. You just seem pretty depressed about Akira. What's with that look? Akira's taken. Sorry, Hisao. What? Lily never sees how fast my palm meets my face at her sly accusation. I'm just like, what? Hey, I was worried about you. That's no way to respond to concern. The fuck? While she gives an amused grin, we round the corner of the hallway, enter the library. As we do so, it isn't hard to spot Hanako, considering that the room is completely devoid of anyone else. Given that there are no staff around, I guess there's no need to heed the usual library rules. I call out to her. Hey, Hanako. Hanako is here? Is Hanako here? As she hears our voices, Hanako's head flicks up from behind a book, probably the same one she's been reading on Friday. Isao, Lily? Just thought I'd drop by. We dropped by. Lily just managed to escape from the noodle stall with a little help. That really wasn't an escape. It wasn't? Okay. Hanako gives a small giggle, briefly surprising both of us. I just thought that Lily might not be enjoying the festival. Well, now we can enjoy it together, right? The two nod happily before we set out to the library and head towards the festivities. I hand over some change to the girl behind the counter and take 2 styrofoam cups of tea. I try to accentuate my bow a bit to cover the fact that she's quite obviously deaf. Come to think of it, I probably should have asked for help instead of leaving those two in the gardens while I brought drinks. Oh well. Trying to juggle those 2 cups of hot tea for them and a can of coffee for myself out of a vending machine isn't exactly easy. Some careful maneuvering, though, I managed to keep everything stable and upright as I walk over to the bench where Lily and Hanako are sitting and chatting. It's actually quite a nice place. Lit by only moonlight, it's tucked away by some distance from the main events. Compared to how hot it had been during the day, this spot is also pleasantly cool by now. Not that it matters at all much. Most of the visitors have moved to the areas that are either closer to the fireworks or higher on the hill in order to view the display apparently planned. Oh, fireworks. Uchiagi Hanabi! We're gonna watch fireworks with cute girls. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. Welcome back, Hisao. Her ears are good. I'm not exactly close, and Hanako hadn't noticed me. Here you go. Sorry, it's instant, but that's all they had left by now. Hanako gingerly takes a cup from my right hand, and I gently place the other onto Lily's outstretched hands. Did you enjoy the festival then, Hisao? Yeah, it was pretty fun. An honest answer. Much of the food may have been somewhat subpar, but it was a lot of fun in the end, especially with Hanako and Lily. In fact, those two may have enjoyed themselves even more than I did. With both Lily and me around, much of Hanako's withdrawn nature around others died down enough for her to enjoy herself. While we sit drinking, the whistle of the first firework rings out before it explodes in a vibrant shower of blue against the night sky, heralding the beginning of the end for the festival. Oh my gosh. Legit. I went to like AnimeCon a year back, right? And there's an AnimeCon in like a local town, it's like Wichita, right? You know, it's Wichita. And like I met this guy and he was dressed up as he was cosplaying as what's that one character? It's like, actually I'm a boy. No. I don't think it was that one. But He had pink hair wig on, and he was wearing a very nice skirt and a nice schoolgirl's outfit. And we went for a drive just because I thought he was cool, and he was studying computer science. You know, so happy. I'm just so happy for him. He was the best femboy ever. And we, during the last, when the night was coming to, when it was coming to a close and it was nighttime, they just randomly started showing fireworks, and we sat and watched the fireworks from his shitty car. And it was kind of nice. It's just like the ending of an anime. Just like the ending of an anime. But yeah. See, am I still? Yeah, I am. But yeah. Enthusiastic shouts can be heard from the crowd scattered around the school grounds celebrating them. For minutes on end, Hanako and I watch the fireworks overhead as Lily blissfully listens to them with her eyes shut. Aww. Red, green, yellow, star-shaped, circular in pattern. All in all, the manner of shapes and colors fill the air, one after the other, and dance across the sky. Wow. And dance across the sky. Yep. Excuse me. No place near where I live put on such lavish displays. Festivals like this were a thing of the past in such a metropolitan area. To be seeing such a sight with these two, it's probably the happiest I've been in a long while. So that's it. The festival's finally ending. Yeah. She gives a delicate, wistful sigh. Lily, as much as I might complain about all the stuff we have to do, it's still sad that we have graduated before the next Yamaku festival. That we'll have graduated before the next... Wait, really? Aw, that sucks. I walk towards and stand beside Lily, gently resting a hand on her It's happening! Don't worry, we still have Tanabata later in the year, right? You're right. It'd be nice to go there when it comes. Minutes of silence pass, with only blasts of fireworks to be heard. Seeing these two reminds me of the words of advice Lily has given to me as we walked into town together. Cherish the opportunity to make new friends, huh? Hey, Lily? She turns her head slightly to show that she's listening. Oh, okay. What's up? Okay, I think I'm going to do JS stuff now. What? It was just getting good, man. It was just getting good. You sure about that? Hanako's gaze still firmly fixed on the Technicolor fireworks bursting overhead. You mind if I join you for tea every now and again? A smile on her face is even more to see. The smile on her face is more than enough to see her answer. Deadline's approaching. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Fuck, man. Yeah, I won't be streaming tomorrow. Like, after this, like, I might just take a hiatus, right? I don't usually stream this late, honestly. I just really like this game, and I really like how wholesome this game is, honestly. Yeah, see you around, you know. Alright. It would be a pleasure, Hisao. Oh. It's like, 4:20. Oh, we got a cutscene. 4:20 a.m. We get a cutscene. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And there's Akira. Oh shit. Oh shit. What? Huh. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. Did we just... Is this the ending? Did we... I'm so curious. Act 2 passed. Okay, Act 2. What the fuck? I don't know, it looked like... Wow, that was interesting. Maybe it was a dream or something. Awake to the gnawing din of my alarm clock. Its bright red numerals lighting up my face. Oh yeah, it's like 4:20 over here. Oh, time to blaze it. Excuse me, I gotta do some... No, I'm just kidding. It's the same alarm clock I had at home, but the few remaining artifacts from my days before coming to Yamaku. I hoped that using it would help ease my transition to this new life. No such luck, though. Groggily dragging myself out of bed, I wiped the sleep out of my eyes, and then reached over to my desk. I opened a couple of bottles of medication strewn across it, and swallowed a few pills dry. Dang, dude. By now, the process is starting to become automatic, something I should be glad for, given their purpose. Feeling much more awake than before, I wander into the bathroom. While the shower warms up, my mind begins to wander as a new daily routine begins once again. The bright colors of fireworks fill my mind, as do the two girls whom I spent my time watching them. That's weird, dude. It feels strange to be moved by so much by people I know so little about. And then again, I suppose these aren't normal circumstances. At least I have someone to talk to now, aside from my schoolmate next door. Oh, shut up. Water time. With the time left before school begins today waning. Shit. Wow, okay. I begin to get ready for class. Walking through the door of the classroom, I notice it's still somewhat early. I see about 5 or 6 students milling around, most of them looking as if they'd rather still be in bed. Right? Valid. It's at times like this I appreciate being a morning person. That said, 2 students in particular seem just as perky as always. Hey, Shizune. Hi, Misha. Oh, these two again. These two again. I suddenly realized that my greeting would be lost on the former, so I quickly follow it up with a wave. She doesn't seem overly bothered. Or interested, for that matter. Hello, He-chan. Are you feeling well? I can only assume that greeting comes from Shizune. It's hard to tell if she's speaking as herself or Shizune sometimes. Better than most everyone else, I guess. You two seem bright and chipper. Misha signs back to Shizune as I say it, eliciting a somewhat terse answer, if her sharp and rapid arm movements are any indication. Considering that these two made such a big deal out of the festival preparations, I probably should have chosen my words more carefully. Oh no. Since you are a new student, we've been cutting you some slack. Please don't expect this kind of task dodging to be allowed in the future. Misha looks as if she's about to add her own comment, but quickly goes back to interpreting Shizune as Shizune continues, unabated. While your contribution to Class 3-2 stall is appreciated. Huh? Word got around quickly, that is, or these two have their fingers on the pulse of the school. We prefer your efforts be focused on the task at hand, namely your own class. Yeah, but you know, Lily's kind of hot. Lily's kind of hot, and you're kind of annoying. As much as I hate to admit it, they do have a point. Before I can respond, though, Shizune adds something more, which draws a smile from Misha. It's kind of interesting. It's like, I kind of got this lecture from guys at my school before, too. They were like, "Are you you're so into that other school, huh? Why are you hanging out with the other team?" Well, they're nicer to me than you ever were in my entire life, so fuck you. I'm gonna go hang out with my new girl best friend, and we're gonna talk about Pokemon, and, you know, talk about drama in her life, because that's a lot more interesting than whatever the hell you guys were thinking about doing. So, you know. Yeah. So, like, I used to like play in band, right? And we'd play like basketball games and whatnot, and then occasionally it'd be like our team versus the other team, and it was like my best friend Bridget was there, so we like, of course, we go sit together, you know. We'd come sit by her side, and I guess people kind of took it the wrong way. I guess they thought, oh, I'm a traitor to my own school, and I'm just like, no, they're my best friends, and they've always been my best friends ever since I met them in band. And you know, I could care less about basketball. I just wanted to hang out with my friends, you know. It was fun, and we got to, you know, hang out, get to know some of her friend group. You know, there's like a cool dude, and then like a farmer, big pudgy farmer girl. Kind of had a cute face, kind of like a tomboyish face, but you know, I wonder how she's doing nowadays. I hope she's doing well, you know. I'm sure she's probably found someone by now, just like everyone has found someone, so, you know, but who knows. Something Shizune adds something more, which draws a smile from Misha. Did you enjoy the festival then? Lecture over, I guess. Yeah, it was good. Did you two enjoy it? Shizune gives a short nod as Misha grins and bounces her head up and down. The contrast side by side is amusing. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice more students starting to trickle into the classroom. A quick glance at my watch confirms that they're only a few minutes late. Hey, it's Hanako. I look over to Hanako's seat and realize that she's already there, uncontentedly reading a book. It makes me wonder just how long she's been there without me noticing. With heavy footsteps coming up the hallway, signaling Muto's arrival, our idle talking has come to an end as I take my seat next to Misha. Oh yeah, he's got a main character seat. He has a seat by the window. Typical main character. As the door slides open, he strides through with his ponderous gait. His posture is even worse than usual, and his eyes barely staying open. I guess my quip to Lily and Hanako about the staff was misplaced. Everyone opens their books as he reaches his desk, and this first class of the new week begins. I rub my eyes as the lunch bell rings out, glad for a temporary reprieve from the work. I'm entirely unsurprised when I look over the door and see Lily standing there, cane in hand, patiently waiting for Hanako. Considering her acceptance of my request to join them yesterday, I decide to spend my lunchtime with them rather than eat alone. Well, I didn't want to get dragged into this, honestly. I wanted to hang out with Rin. Rin was kind of cooler. You know, I liked Rin more, but you know, we'll just let this game take us where it may, because I just want to do a complete run through. So, you know, Hanako moves surprisingly fast to meet her companion, and the two enter a hallway before I can catch up. Lily's head turns slightly, registering the sound of footsteps behind her. As Hanako notices and follows her lead, she almost jumps in surprise. Hisao? Hello, Hisao. Hi, sorry if I startled you. Lily turns to greet me, helped in her orientation by Hanako. Good afternoon, Hisao. Are you joining us? If it's no trouble, there's not much else to do, really. Lily gives a small nod, as if to silently brush away the idea that it would be troubling in the least. We descend one set of stairs and walk down the hallway to the usual room. Our pace is somewhat quicker than usual, thanks to Lily using Hanako for direction, rather than her cane and the railings. As expected, it's deserted. The sounds of the other clubs can only barely be heard as the sunlight streams into the room from the outside. Looking around the room, I noticed a couple of empty easels propped up against the wall that I don't think were there before. The art club must use this room as extra storage. Should I get the chess set out? Oh, we're gonna play chess? Hell yeah. Hanako's voice seems tense as she's directly addressing Lily. Yes, I'll make tea while you sort the pieces. I can do that for you if you'd like. Looks at us. She ponders the offer for a moment before smiling, confirming that I've made the right choice. Her face is remarkably easy to read. Very well, thank you. She slides her retracted cane to the handle of her bag and sets it against one of the table legs, before taking a seat opposite of Hanako. As I prepare tea for the three of us, I can hear small wooden pieces being set on the board. I wonder how good Lily is at chess, given her circumstances. By the time I place the steaming teacups on the table, Lily and Hanako have already moved their first pieces as they nibble on sandwiches and rice balls from their respective bags. I note that the chessboard they're using has holes in the middle of each square and pegs at the bottom of the pieces, and each has a dark square slightly raised. Watching Lily's fingers skating over the board, tracing out the positions of the pieces, it makes me marvel at the simple ingenuity of this design. It must be specifically made for blind players. Here you go. I actually like this. I love playing chess. I want to play chess next. Oh my god. Hanako gives a small nod as I put down the cup next to the side of the board. Lizzie's hand ventures sideways slightly, so I gently place the cup, touching the tips of her fingers. The gesture she seems to appreciate. I gently place the cup, touching the tips of her fingers, a gesture she seems to appreciate. Finally, I take a seat and silently sip my tea as the two play. The contrast in their appearances while playing is interesting to watch. Hanako looks closely at the board, her face one of focused concentration. Lily, on the other hand, keeps her head level and maintains her calm neutrality. Lily's gentle voice addresses us both as she continues to play. How's class now that the festival's over? I look to Hanako to see whether she'll answer first, but see that she's doing the same. Not great. Half the class seemed to be dozing off, including the teacher, not to mention the test on top of all that. Hanako quietly adds her own agreement with this. I could imagine that being a bit difficult for you, being a transfer student. Well, I think I did fine. On the other than the shock of the test coming so early, science is probably my best subject. Mine too, I almost died, but I didn't. How'd you do, Hanako? Me? Okay, guess. Hanako's too sincere to be able to pull off lying very well. That much is obvious. Lily's smile slips very slightly. From her reaction, Hanako mustn't be skilled at academics to do very well without preparation. How did your class handle it, Lily? It went surprisingly well, actually. Only one student was absent and was better than what the teacher expected. The topic all but run dry, the two concentrate on their chess game once again. I like to commentate on people's chess games. So we have the opening here. Looks like we're doing the classic, what do you call... Oh, looks like Black's playing the Queen's Indian, right? King's Indian. We have the White going for the classical, what do you call it? London system? The classical London system? Yeah, that's right. I can't say I never liked the idea of chess as a spectator sport, but given its unique nature, for once I'm wrapped in watching the old game unfold. As time wears on, both of them demonstrate decent skill at playing the game. Having captured 2 more pawns than Hanako, Lily has the upper hand, but only slightly. Until Hanako makes a strange move with her queen. Seizing upon this lapse in judgment, Lily takes the piece with her knight. Owned. Ha! Owned! Fucking owned. Without hesitation, Hanako moves the pawn to take Lily's rook on the opposite side of the board, and promotes it to queen. Lily's face falters as her fingers move over the pieces, and she realizes just as she fell into Hanako's trap. It's a little distracting to have the board traced out after each move, even if it's out of necessity. Judging by Hanako's lack of reaction, she must be used to this. She and Lily must have played a few times of chess against each other after all. Check. It's not bad at all. Nice, Hanako. The compliment causes her to flower into a surprised blush. Aw. Thank you. I didn't think it would work. I look over to Lily, her fingers having just finished tracing out the position of the remaining pieces in an attempt to extricate her king from its bind. I think this is checkmate. I take another look at the board to confirm. Sure enough, the king has nowhere to escape without being threatened by another piece. My earlier question as to which of them is better at this has been answered. So it is. Lily gives a small sigh as Hanako smiles. From their reactions, this seems like a fairly usual result. How long have you two been playing? Since I was young. Hot. Lily nods at Hanako's brief answer. Hanako taught me how to play as soon as I met her. I beat her every now and then, but that's a rarity. I don't seem to have the right mindset for it. If Lily came to Yamaku at the start of high school, and then met Hanako when she moved into the dorms, that means she's only been playing for about 1 year. After seeing Hanako's level of play, I'm not too surprised Lily has trouble beating her. But she's better at languages than I am, so... Lily gives an appreciative, if a slightly amused, smile at Hanako's quick reversal of the compliment. Well, that's how it is. Much to everyone's surprise, the bell suddenly rings, heralding an end to the lunch break. The game lasted longer than I thought it did. Same. I guess we better get back to class. Hanako's already in the middle of packing up, but I take Lily's bag and offer it to her. To my surprise, she takes it and nods, but then places it back down on the table. Isao, may I make a request? Sure, go ahead. Would you mind if I would quickly feel your face? Be careful of the ears. Be careful of the ears. They're sensitive. My gosh, can you imagine if she like actually felt my VTuber model face? It'd be furry as fuck, and she'd be like, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this shit?" I'm a fox. I'm a furry. Oh, no, go ahead. I don't mind. The question takes me severely off guard, but once again I regain my composure. It seems sensible enough. So far, Lily's had no idea what I actually look like, and this would be her only way to find out. Oh my god, that's so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. I gotta play. I gotta get a soundboard for this. High-pitched man voice. Oh my god. How's that go? Okay, that was fucking annoying. I regret that. I regret that. I definitely regret that a lot. That's so cute though. She gonna stick her fingers up his nose? She gonna stick her fingers up his nose? Like what the fuck? Like, oh my gosh. Here, let me adjust that camera a little bit. That's better. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. The room is entirely silent as Lily's hand moves over and around my features, from my chin to my cheeks to everywhere else. I expect it to feel a lot more disquieting than it does. I suppose that's because the action is entirely a matter of practicality, being functionally no different to simply looking at someone's face. Her hand is soft, but what takes me by surprise is the length of her fingers, to not mention how sure even the slightest of her movements are. I have no doubt that her level of tactile feeling would be far beyond mine. Wow. That's a picture right there. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do a save state here. I'm gonna save state here. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing a save state here. I played this for 6 hours. Current music track, daylight. Let's return. Show image. Wow. That's just... I just can't get over that. That's just so... I have no words. I have no words. There's no words. No. I have doubt that her level of tactile feeling would be far beyond mine. Her hand briefly runs through my hair before retreating. I'm sure that every inch of my face has been committed to her memory. It's only now, too, that I realize that Hanako has been silently watching the entire time. Thank you for letting me do that, Hisao. And if I might add, I think you're quite handsome. I think you're blind, but okay. But... oh my gosh. Well, I mean, you did put your hands on me, so, you know. I blushed at her remark before raising a questioning eyebrow. But if you can't see, how... just because I can't see doesn't mean I don't have my own preferences. Oh my god. Too cute. Way too fucking cute. We'd better go now. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I'll see you later then, Lily. Walking through the hallways back to our classrooms, I noticed that Hanako seems quieter than before, but also more comfortable. Lily, her hand on Hanako's shoulder, seems to pick up on her assured pace as well, smiling as they walk. If I could spend the rest of my time at Yamaku like this, I don't think it'd be so bad. If all that's needed for joy are small exchanges of happiness after all. Yeah, that's valid. I get it. As I reached my desk and set my bag beside it, I realized something, or rather, my stomach does. I was so busy with those two, I forgot to buy lunch. Huh. Saturday. My second favorite day of the week. Wait. It's Monday. Saturday. That's quite a time jump. This is almost entirely due to the fact that it has been a day with the second least amount of school, with the class ending at the beginning of lunch. I opened the door confidently, myself being more than confident of being able to get enjoyment out of the fine weather and the shorter class length. I confidently stride down the hallway and down the stairs to the lobby of the male dorms. I confidently look behind me and I see whose footsteps are approaching. I lose my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Hey man, sup? Not much, I guess. Just looking forward to the afternoon, you? He wraps an arm around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Let's step outside, shall we? I was about to too, before you stop me. He doesn't take my reaction to his theatrics very well. Hey, she finished that mural. That looks really good. Dang. Fuck, man. Ignoring him, I walk outside and start down the steps. It doesn't take too long for him to catch up with me again. I wonder if he wants money or to rant about some other conspiracy. Maybe both. I've got a bone to pick with you. Uh-huh. It's about the blonde. You know who I'm talking about. Conspiracy it is. But for a moment I contemplate feigning ignorance, but I realize this will go quicker if I just let him get it all out. Lily. Lily, the one from your class? You're the first name terms with her? I guess it is important. I guess first name is important. He looks positively shocked at this development. He did not expect me to be able to answer. He gathers himself and coughs into his fist, dramatically, like everything he does. Well, never mind that. I'm here to warn you. You know, man to man. Warn me about what, Lily? Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I've only known her and Hanako for less than 2 weeks, and even then we've just been exchanging banal chatter about school while we were away at lunch. I'm pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're spending inordinate amounts of time with her. It distresses me that someone like Kenji, who's probably far out the loop as one could possibly get, knows about such a trivial fact as who I choose to befriend. Then again, I am a transfer student, and she's not the representative of their class, but also a tall blonde. Yeah. Maybe I should appreciate this ranting as a warning that the rumor mill exists in the school, and I am firmly within it. It's just a lunch, it's nothing special. Look, man, under the bridge. See this bridge? You're under it. Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. I just want to make sure you don't end up too far under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. That's okay. Lots of people get lost, but that's why I'm here to help. Just be careful around her, okay? She looks harmless on the outside, but I've heard shit. Bad shit. You know the student council, right? She seems to involuntarily shudder as he says those words. Putting him and Shizune together in a room is an amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they've met. Gotta take a drink. And I've realized I'm out of drink and 15 minutes to go. I'm gonna die. Yeah, Shizune and Misha are in my class. I seem to have dodged the draft, though. Good man, good man. But that blonde, she was there, in student council, right damn there. I see, and she's not there now. Seriously, think about it. Something must have gone down. Stop walking for a moment, giving an idea more to the thought than I probably should. It would explain the fight that the two had, at least in part. Wait, no, not really. Even leaving the student council would need a catalyst. In the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that their feud goes back some ways. I guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how that really affects me, though. Okay, now feel this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Obviously? Now, what nationality is she? I opened my mouth to get an answer, but I realized that I have none. In fact, I've given the matter very little thought. Given that she has no accent and talks perfectly Japanese, I suppose it never really seemed important. Now that he mentions it, though. I am rather curious. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe English? They like tea. Probably shouldn't resort to stereotypes, but that's the only lead I have. You're not thinking. Luckily, you have me here to think for you. Gee, thanks. He brushes off the quip effortlessly. Now answer me this. Who has lots of social power, is filthy stinking rich? You know, blondes are all rich, right? That has a long history of disputes and used to belong to a much larger organization. At least I guess they are in Japan, I suppose. The Roman Catholic Church? Well, okay, there's that. But there's also the Mafia. Come on, rich, foreign, there's no way she doesn't have connections. The reason I doubt the logic of his deductions is because he shows no sign of stopping. So, do you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy, small time, dude. She has to be from Sicily. All those mafioso types come from there. Wait, no. Russia. Damn, that could be bad. The Mafia is serious business, man. Ex-KGB everywhere. Paramilitaries, hardcore smuggling, and... Wait, stop. Just slow down a second. What point are you trying to get at here? You don't know what you'll do, man. I won't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that, but I just want you to be careful. When the time comes, we'll need all the help we can get. I don't want to lose you, comrade. Well, at least he's concerned for me, kind of. I wave goodbye to him as we separate out our respective classes, but I'm not sure he sees the gesture. Piling books into the bag, I catch a glimpse of the library books I borrowed last week. I might as well return to them, considering they all took all of 2 days to finish. I briefly consider inviting Hanako along to the library, but she's already gone. It'll probably be better for me studying if I'm alone anyway. With a quick stretch and a wave of a couple classmates who gave the same to me, I quickly make my way out the classroom. I open my bag and shove the books through this return slot into the front of the counter. I notice a strange person behind the desk, old and graying. She must be Yuko's replacement when she's working at the cafe. I begin looking for a free table. A task made somewhat difficult considering that, despite there not being many students in here, they're all sitting at their own tables. Noticing a familiar head of the hair, I walk over to one near the braille section. It's hard to tell if Lily's concentrating hard or not, her placid expression holding perfectly still as her finger slides across the dot-filled pages of her book. Hi, mind if I sit here? Oh, no problem at all. She trails off, evidently still focused on her business at hand. Hisao. She gives a nod of greeting as I sit opposite of her at the table, pluck a chemistry textbook out of my bag, and quickly thumb through the chapter we're covering in class. For a while, we sit there and read, each in our own way. Seeing her reminds me of what Kenji said this morning, though, that the fact that I've never seen someone read in Braille before makes me keep throwing glances at her. I feel kind of guilty about it, given that she has no way to realize I'm doing so I decided to just ask her about it. Her lineage isn't exactly a state secret, after all, and there's just another thing I've only noticed from her movements. Hey Lily, mind if I ask a question? Not at all. Is anything wrong? I was just wondering. You're at least part foreign, right? She gives a small giggle before settling down her book. I've always been amused how squeamish people are about that. Akira has mentioned how much she and I look different from almost others before. The details are a bit complicated, but I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Holy crap! Hi there. Scottish? That's not exactly my first guess, but it takes some effort to not blurt it out loud. I try to conjure images of places in my mind. I think it's as far as the UK goes. Scotland is a bad place to live in, but I'm not really sure. My first guess of England was surprisingly close, at least geographically. That does leave another question, though. But you have no accent. That's where the details begin. I was born and raised in Japan, despite my mother being foreign. I get it. Hold on, if she moved to the dorm simply due to Akira working longer hours, so they don't live near the school? She gives a small sigh, as if she didn't expect me to go any deeper. Was her previous frankness just a front? Not exactly. It's been a long time since we've actually met. I feel like I'm not getting the whole story, but I don't want to go unduly prying into her situation. Her about face shows she feels kind of awkward about it. So, do you speak much English? To be honest, I don't know much about Scotland, but at least I want to know what the main language there. That's the main language there. She takes a moment to collect herself, appreciating the change in the topic. That's right, my family mostly used Japanese around the house when I was young, but they made sure Akira and I knew our Scottish side just as well. I'm fluent in the language, but I'm also studying it in school to keep the skills up and have the qualifications on paper mainly. So you're bilingual? That's impressive. That's pretty impressive. I wouldn't go that far. Having parents who can speak the language is a large advantage, and English books in Braille aren't too hard to buy or import, with Yuko's help at least. There's a relatively high demand for local English teachers here anyway, which also helps me give me some motivation to learn it as well. Demand for English teachers? For a moment I wonder why she brought this up. You planning to be an English teacher? She gives an enthusiastic nod. Oh my god, that's so nice. That's nice, having such a definite future in mind. I'll never really given much thought to mine, so I'm kind of envious. What's wrong? It's just, I could see you as a teacher pretty easily. It suits you. For a moment, she's speechless. She lowers her face a little, but lets out a nervous giggle, something I've never seen her do before. With Lily's role as class representative and her dependable nature, teaching does seem like to be the line of work fitting her personality. Sorry, that was probably a little much. It's true, though. Waving her hand in front of her face dismissively, she quickly recovers. It's not that, it's just that only one person's ever said that to me before. In short, somewhat awkward silence follows the discussion. Without knowing it, I ended up steering into a troublesome topic again. Let's try to cheer up a little. It was me who went and got her brooding, after all. Want to go grab some lunch at the cafeteria after this? Might perk her up a bit, or at least take her mind off the apparently complicated family situation. Going by her smile seems to have the intended effect. I appreciate the thought, but the food there... She gave quite a quick redirection of the conversation. She does have a point, though. The food there isn't the greatest. Maybe the Shanghai? You could ask Hanako if she wants to come as well. Ah, what is it? I almost forgot until you reminded me. Hanako's birthday is coming up soon, and I was going to go shopping in the city for a present tomorrow. If that's an invitation, I'm happy to accompany you. The ability to get more used to the layout of the city would probably be a good thing. I barely set foot in there, so I'd be hopelessly lost myself. She gives a nod, signaling that she happily approves of this plan for Sunday. We eventually get back to her books, though before I begin reading, I steal one last glance at her. Oh man, it's over, bro. It's over. It's over for you. We're done. This is our new girl. This is our girlfriend. Sorry, it's our new girlfriend now. It's over, man. It's all over. Maybe I've been thinking on my situation too much. After all, everybody here would have their own unique circumstances. The chance to get outside and clear my head would probably do me good. $4:55, Katawa Shoujo. I kind of want to see what goes on next, but I'm starting to get really tired. I'm legitimately tired. I think this is a good stopping point, honestly. Save. Alright. But, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well. It has certainly been a stream. It's really cool to see Martinez Ficus for a little bit. I hope he's doing well in school. We might help him out a little bit. He has some difficulties with JavaScript, but, I'm gonna shower, and I am going to go to bed. Oh, jeez. Fuck. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next week. I'm thinking I just want to do, I'm gonna have a lot of work, honestly, I think. And I need to adjust to my new job situation, and I think I'll just prepare for Thursday stream or something like that, and we'll do like a Thursday Friday thing maybe. Um, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next week. Honestly, I feel like I should take a break, and especially since I have a new job, and I need to figure out what his expectations are. So, what my new client's expectations are, and just kind of figure out the code base of it. So, thank you for coming. If you stayed, really appreciate you guys. You know, you're all really cool, and I'd really like to talk to you more, hang out more. I just want more friends, you know, and I'd love to just, you know, actually enjoy things, you know. Maybe I should like, but you know, at the same time, I do want to do my own thing, and I want to cultivate an audience that, you know, isn't, I want to say, doesn't go against what I want to do. I mean, I do like doing fun things, but I also like doing intellectual things, you know, and I don't always want to have fun all the time. I guess I want to do cool things too. You know, I want to talk about tech. I want to talk about, you know, games. I want to play games, you know, and enjoy them. And maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out eventually. Just keep doing it. We'll figure it out. I want to do some music Thursday. We're gonna do a jam stream Thursday, and I'm gonna prepare for that. So we'll just count on that for sure. And then Tuesday, we'll look up the sex thing. Why not? We'll make a sexual API, a sex API. Why not? Why not? Sex API Tuesday, and yeah. And then we'll do jam stream Thursday. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna say ja matinee. See you Tuesday, and yeah, I'll post the schedule on YouTube so everyone can see, right? So no one has an excuse. You know, I'll even decide I should post the Discord link up there too. Honestly, that way my subscribers can actually like come join and whatnot, and actually like see the stream. Yeah. Okay. Ja matinee. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night.